Hey, so good afternoon. So today I'm notifying the public of the arrest of 2 current JSO police officers and 1 former police officer by our agency. Today, Sergeant Michael Rourke, Officer Christopher Sosa, and former Officer Dylan Bostick were each arrested on 1 count of grand theft, 1 count of organized fraud, and 1 count of official misconduct, which are all third-degree felonies. Rourke was suspended by JSO on March 12, 2026. Sosa was suspended by JSO on March 3, 2026, and Bostick resigned from the agency on March 3, 2026 before his arrest. As such, none of these individuals have police authority, and while there is due process that must be followed through civil service protection, JSO will seek Rourke and Sosa's termination. As a matter of background, Rourke has been employed by JSO for almost 17 years. His date of hire was April 27, 2009. Sosa has been employed by JSO for over 10 years. His date of hire was October 19, 2015. And Bostick had also been employed by JSO for over 10 years before his March 2026 resignation. His date of hire was August 3rd of 2015. The following is a summation of the facts which support these individuals' arrests. On February 12, 2026, JSO's Integrity Unit received information that Christopher Madsen, whose arrest I previously reported to the public, intentionally submitted falsified overtime claims and received compensation for traffic enforcement work he had not performed. And based on revelations of Madsen's arrest, Integrity detectives began a larger investigation into overtime payments made to officers for traffic assignments. This investigation revealed that Rourke, Sosa, and Bostick all wrongfully submitted claims for compensation for overtime traffic assignments that they purportedly worked. Integrity detectives discovered that these individuals either did not complete any or all of the traffic enforcement work which they claimed compensation. As a result of these fraudulent claims, Rourke received compensation for 51 overtime hours that he did not complete between December 1st, 2025 and February 7th, 2026, resulting in his unjust enrichment of more than $4,600 of public funds. From December 9th, 2025 to January 23rd, 2026, Sosa received compensation for 147.5 hours, overtime hours, that he did not complete, resulting in his unjust enrichment of more than $10,700 in public funds. And from December 1st, 2025 through February 23rd, 2026, Bostick received compensation for 243 hours that he did not complete, resulting in his unjust enrichment of more than $18,000 in public funds. All these payments were made by a combination of the City of Jacksonville payroll and the State of Florida FDOT grant reimbursements. The cumulative nature of these individuals' conduct demonstrate a deliberate and ongoing course of criminal behavior rather than a reflection of administrative error on an isolated action. Based on the totality of the circumstances, they were all arrested today as previously outlined. Let me stop right there. Bostick is not in custody, but he will be shortly. He's turning himself in. While this investigation remains open and ongoing, based on the information currently available to Integrity detectives, JSO does not anticipate additional arrests stemming from traffic overtime misconduct. Rourke, Sosa, and Bostick's arrests are the 3rd, 4th, and 5th arrests by JSO employees by this year, by us, as an agency in 2026. Listen, I've said this 1,000 times. You're probably going to get tired of hearing me saying it, that no one's above the law. And if investigators find that there's probable cause to support a criminal allegation of JSO misconduct by an employee, after a comprehensive investigation, we will hold them accountable, we will arrest them, and we will bring them before the justice system. With that, I'll answer any questions that I can.
Are all these tied together, like they were working in coordination with one another? One was signing off?
That doesn't appear to be the case. This just appears to be these guys had knowledge that they could do this, and they were taking advantage of the system.
What is the agency doing to try to stop this from happening in the future?
So now, when they go and they work these types of jobs, they're going to have to report to an on-duty supervisor. On-duty supervisor is going to have to lay eyes on them, and that is going into policy as we speak.
We're talking about these high number of hours of traffic enforcement.
Yep.
What were they doing? Did they write any falsified tickets, or did they do any kind of law enforcement work that you all need to look at?
Some of that's part of the official misconduct. When you present a document that you did something that you actually did not do, that's where we run into that, and they were doing some of that.
What are some of the things that they did?
I'd have to look it up. Tarek, I can't tell you right offhand, but I know that that was happening.
Who was the supervisor of all these officers, and are they facing any disciplinary action for kind of missing all this or signing off on these hours?
So the supervisor, I believe he's since planning to leave the agency also. I have to confirm that. But yeah, there's no criminal behavior by him that we saw. But of course, disappointed in the fact that he wasn't supervising the way he should have been. But that's where we are.
People sharing their name? Or?
I'll share it with you after I confirm it.
Okay. Is there any concern of a more widespread problem? I mean, you have this many hours.
No, I think at this point we took a look, and unless something comes to light later on from someone else, we didn't see anything that appeared that it was continuing anyplace else. But normally overtime works this way. Jaguar games, that kind of stuff, they all check in with their supervisor. They're in one spot, centralized location. A lot of times I go to the stadium myself, and I walk the stadium and I see everyone at their stations. Then other times you'll see they will have an overtime job, but that's because what they were working in their regular duty hours extended beyond their work shift. So it's regulated pretty successfully. This was a difficult situation. Unfortunately, you trust people to be able to do what you hired them to do, and unfortunately this time they weren't doing what was supposed to be done, and there was a breakdown. There won't be a breakdown in the future.
You mentioned that some of this money came from FDOT grants, right? Is JSO under any obligation now to pay those funds back, or?
Yeah, those funds are going to have to be reimbursed.
By the agency?
Yes.
Do you all audit overtime monthly or quarterly?
Yeah, yes. We have a pretty strict budget cycle, and this came to light because of Madsen, and we wanted to take a closer look to see if anyone else was doing it. And here we are.
You mentioned that they knew they could get away with it. In a sense, were you saying that Madsen or Easton, one of the two?
This is not about Easton. This is not even about Madsen. This is just where it all started.
How did they know that they could get away with it?
I guess they'd done it a couple times, and they figured like they could continue to get away with it. But eventually, when you start doing dirt, you do wrong things, you're going to get caught, and we're going to catch you.
Napkin math, I think the combined total of these three officers, maybe $33,300-ish in.
That's what your napkin says, yes, sir.
Do you know what portion of that, or what the dollar amount that will have to be paid back to FDOT is?
I don't.
I don't imagine it's all of it.
No, I don't.
Any message for taxpayers who are concerned about their tax money being?
Yeah, I mean, that's a legitimate concern, right? Yeah, we're not going to allow it to happen. We're going to make corrections. You know, in any business, when you find things that should not be happening, you adjust. And you establish policies, and you hold supervisors accountable to make sure that we don't allow this to happen again, and we're not going to allow it to happen again. And that's it. And I understand the concern from taxpayers. I really do. It aggravates me. I don't like stealing. I don't like any criminality by any JSO employee at all. When we find it, though, once you show me that you don't care about the people in this community, you don't care about the people you work with, and because you want to steal or do anything else for that matter, then guess what? We're going to do everything that we have to do to make sure you pay for that.
I know.
Go ahead. You can finish.
These officers were in the traffic enforcement unit, specifically the motor unit, or?
Yes. Yeah. Rourke was traffic. He rode a car, supervisor, but the other two were motor guys.
Sosa and Bostick were motor guys?
Yes, that's correct.
You didn't personally arrest them?
No, that was just yesterday.
You've been doing that a lot.
Yeah, I didn't personally arrest them. Anything else?
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.